I have to keep them in the correct order because I want to post them in the correct order. Okay, so let's take any of these functions. Pick any function from 21 to 32, and let's analyze what's happening here. Domain, range, and all sorts of other questions. So we can refresh our memory on reading domain and range from the graph. Which function would you like to pick?
We did 32.
We want to do 32.
32.
Very good. Awesome. $32 it is. My computer is slow. My apologies. I'm not sure. Okay, so we want 32. I'm going to enlarge it. I didn't do it because I wanted you to pick the problem you want. I didn't mean that. I meant this. And forgive me for that. It's not important. I just want to enlarge it a little bit. And I want to print it. I want to quickly print it out. Again, I'm not sure why my computer is so slow. It shouldn't be this slow, but it is. Why? I clicked on it. Okay, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't click enough. Okay, yeah, I do have an issue. My computer has an issue in the last, I don't know, few weeks. I'm not sure why it's not responding, but okay. So I want to print this. Please let me print. Okay, it lets me print. Wonderful. It's not wireless. Oh, I know why. Because it's not connected. That's why. Okay. That's why. Perfect. Thank you for picking that. I'll stop sharing now. I got the file. Good. So we have here, sorry, I wanted to copy this, the requirements. So we have several questions here. And here they are. They want us domain and range, but also they want us to find f of 1. So I'm going to copy that, f of 1. And they also want us to find x for f of x equals 2. So I can stop sharing. Okay. When it comes to domain, we have to think in terms of x values. I look at the graph and I see that the first x value that exists as a full point is -4. And then I imagine that I cross the graph with a vertical line. Yes, the function still exists. Does it exist at -2? Yes, it's this function value. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. Yes, it does exist. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does at 4, but now no longer exists. Can anyone express the domain for us. It's okay if you're wrong.
Would it be a bracket?
Yes?
-4
Yes?
to +4?
Excellent.
And then close bracket?
Excellent. Absolutely perfect. Who was that?
Samantha.
Samantha, thank you. Domain indeed between -4 and 4 with brackets. Bracket because it's a full point. Bracket because it's a full point. And there is nothing missing. A vertical line will cross the function always in one point between -4 and 4. Great. Now I want to determine f of 1. What does this mean? What am I asked to find when I'm asked to find f of 1, and what am I given? What is given to us? And what am I asked to find?
X equals 1.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. X equals 1 indeed. Whenever I think of x equals 1, I think of position. And I look for it. It's right here. X equals 1 is a vertical line, a position. So I imagine that I cross the function with a vertical line at x equals 1. So then what will I read? I will read from this point. So then how much is f of 1? I have to read the y value of that point.
2.
2. Excellent. Now I would like to find the range. Identically with the previous situation, but this time I'm looking at the y values. Does the function exist? No, 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 no. Yes, at 1. No, no, no. Yes, at 2. No, no, no. Yes, at 3. No, no, no. Yes, at 4. But this is not an interval. It cannot be an interval. So this is a domain. The range in this case has to consist of those values only, because there is nothing here, empty, empty, empty. Can anyone give us those values for which y exists?
1, 4.
1, comma,
2, 3, 4.
comma, 3, comma, 4. Excellent. Notice that I'm using braces. I cannot use brackets. No. I cannot use parentheses. No. Because these mean everything, one next to the other. Everything, 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 everything. No. This one doesn't. This one says no, 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 1. Yes. No, 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 2. Yes. No, 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 3. And so on and so forth. Final question. F of x equals 2. What does it mean? And what is given now?
I think it's asking you when y is 2, what is x?
Exactly. Y equals 2. Thank you. Who was that?
Carmen.
Carmen, thank you. Exactly. So remember, this was a vertical line. Vertical line. This cannot be vertical. This is altitude. This is position. This is altitude. So this is the horizontal line. So I imagine that I draw y equals 2. Here it is. That's y equals 2. Can anyone give us x exactly and only when y is 2?
Would it be 0?
Careful. 0 does not exist at 2. When x is 0, y is 3. It cannot be both. It will not be a function. So it cannot be 0. What else?
It would be 2, or actually, sorry, I can't see that very well.
Can you pin the speaker? Do you know how to pin the speaker?
Yeah, I'm just blind.
That's,
So it's saying when you're looking at the 2 on the y-axis, what is x, and I'm seeing a dot on the 2.
It's an open point. This one is full. That one up there is this. This one here is this.
Got it.
Can anyone give us, when y is 2, what is x?
2.
It cannot be 2 because when x is 0, this point does not exist. When x is 0, y is 3. It's a full point. It cannot be both. We can never have this situation. If we have this situation, it's not a function.
So would it only be 3 then?
But what about 1.1? What about 0.2? What about 0.7? What about 1.1? What about 1.3? What about 1.7? What about 1.9?
So would you use a bracket, an open bracket?
Yes. Open
yeah,
bracket at
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
open bracket at
0,
yes, comma,
2,
and this is open parenthesis. And
And a
bracket,
that's
Close
it.
parenthesis.
That's it. Yes, you can call it close parenthesis, but it's parenthesis and bracket. I'm okay with that. Exactly. Because when y is 2, x could be next to 0, not 0. Further to the right, 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1. And so on and so forth. So this is how we read from a graph. Awesome. Good pick. So let's take a look. Now I would like to look at these functions in the same way we read the other ones. However, this is much easier. Why? Because I don't have to worry about any gaps. I don't have to worry about if the function exists, this. No. So this is per bracket from -2 to 4, bracket from -3 to 3. Very easy. Perfect. Now I would like us to choose from these problems. From 33 through 54.
Can we do 54?
Yes, we can do 54, but I would like to start with simple examples like first like 35, and then or 45, and then we'll jump to 54, I promise. So then this
can we do 45?
Yes, and then we'll promise we'll go to 54. So I made a new page 3. So which one do we want to start with? You said 45?
45.
Okay, very good. So 45 has the square root of 4 plus 5x. So as you know, we have tons of functions. So one big group, polynomials. Polynomials can be degree 1, 2, 3, 4, any polynomial. So these are very nice, friendly, defined on all real numbers. Very nice and friendly functions. We never have to worry about them. Okay, then the next one, a very big group, rational. They have a ratio in them. So the rational functions may look like this: 2x over x minus 3. Big group, rational. We have to have x in the denominator. X in the denominator. If I don't have x in the denominator, then it's not a rational function. So f of x equals 1/3 x. It's a polynomial function, linear. It does not have x in the denominator. It may or may not have x in the numerator, but if it doesn't have x in the denominator, it's not considered a rational function. And then another big group that you just selected, radical. They have to have a radical, functions. And this is what we picked. And then we'll pick one of these, or we can look at this one. before we pick another, but we want to look at 54. Okay, so the radical functions are of two categories. One that have even indices, like this one, the square root, or the fourth root, or the sixth root. All these have even indices, 2, 4, 6. Another category is when they have odd indices. There is nothing else, like the cube root, the fifth root, and so on and so forth. Anyone knows anything about when these exist? Anyone would like to say anything about the even index and the odd index? It's okay if you're wrong. Okay, Joan, Garby, Jack, anyone? Okay, they're not with us. Cece? Cece's not with us. Mercy? Natalie?
I don't know.
That's okay. Allie? Allison? Not with us.
No idea.
Okay, that's okay. Devin?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's okay. Good. So at least I know somebody is with me, other than the students who already answered several times. When the index is even, the quantity under the square root has to be positive or 0. Because the square root of -4 is 2i. It's an imaginary number. However, the odd index, very friendly. Anything goes. Keeping this in mind, this is a very important topic. I go back here and I copy the function one more time because I don't have enough room there to go back. So here's our function. Anyone would like to say anything about what I should write? I need a condition. And then I need to solve it. And then I'll get a domain. So because it's index 2, we don't write it. We always know it's there. But by convention, we don't write index 2, the square root. So it's of this category. What would you like me to write? What would you recommend we should write to determine the domain of this function?